Hello everybody and welcome to the 41st edition of the Simraceway Sunday Race-Off. We've seen 40 tremendous weeks of racing here in the Simraceway Sunday Race-Off, and now we begin the charge to race number 50. It's race number 41 here today from Zandvoort, and we start off with the skill quant 500 to 700. It's King Rider making his debut in this series, who's currently on pole position and by quite some margin as well. He's got 2.9 seconds. Well, I say that, Bad Santa has just got him into within 4/10 of a second. So the race for pole position is definitely heating up. We've got Spatial Dragon there in P3, who's currently in his garage at the moment, and James 38 in P4, who's around 13 seconds off the lead. So he's going to cross the line now, and he does take a bit out now, just 12.4. So James, our oldest member of the community, of course, a race winner here in the Sunday Race-Off, a two-time race winner, I believe, and a very, very widely respected figure here in Sim Raceway. And he's back again in this Formula 3 car. Notoriously one of the more difficult cars to drive here, the feeder series in the open wheels. And a lot of drivers do have some issues with it. It's not exactly the easiest car to drive. I was driving it just the other day and found out how much of a chore it can be. It is so difficult to find grip levels, especially at a circuit like Zandvoort, which requires so much focus from the driver. But with the new update, this car truly is a great car to start your career with if you're planning on making it to the top here in Sim Raceway. And it's exactly what these guys are trying to do today. So King Rider still 6/10 up now. He improved his time last time round by 2/10 of a second, as we say. So 6.3 of a second up at the moment. And of course, you do have a big announcement. So we'll get to that just before the main race later on. So please stick around for that one. Of course, we have 6 races for you tonight. 5 skill quad races with the Formula 3 cars and 1 with the Mitsubishi Evo, so you don't want to miss those. And in the final one, we have a massive announcement regarding the live streams in the future, so be sure to stick around for that. And to fill us in the meantime, we still have some incredible racing as Bad Santa crosses the line. Oh, he gets within 2/10, 1.8 of a second. They're all that separate himself from a first pole position now. 3 minutes left in the session. That's approximately, well, 2 more laps if you're lucky. It's definitely doable. He can achieve it. He just needs that one good flying lap, and King Rider not to improve. He's got some traffic there in the way of James 38 at a very difficult part of the circuit. Has played into his hand as James pulls over to the right-hand side. Now Max out there, 140 miles an hour, passing around the outside, and he's not going to be able to improve his time through there. So he will have to set himself another lap time through the very fast first sector here at Zandvoort. Flick the car to the left-hand side, swoop it in. So difficult to make a passing manoeuvre around here. I'm sure we're going to see that a bit later on as well. And King Rider looks like to me like he's using a controller or a keyboard. If he is, to get himself on pole position, not a bad achievement in your first ride here in the Sunday Race-Off at all. That's very good respect there. So King Rider looking like he could very well be a factor in this race. Still pole position is inherited by him as Bad Santa goes wide there through one of the first corners, and that is not going to help him much at all. He needs a clean run, and he doesn't have an... Well, he should theoretically get one more lap in, so it's not the end of the world. He'll have one more last gasp before we call it a day here. Even so, he does need to get himself in some decent track position before it's too little too late. Time is running out. We're into the final 2 minutes of the session now. And a big hello to everybody who's currently watching this race and joining us in the Sim Raceway official chat room. If you want to get involved, talk to the drivers or ask any questions you like about Sim Raceway, then I'm sure myself or one of the great community members will be able to assist you. That's just go on simraceway.com and hit the bright yellow chat button for all. It's effectively like a little home cinema to enjoy the race with all your buddies. So be sure to head over there and stream the race. It's going to be very interesting as we come towards the end of the session. James 38 is about to set another time as the session has 1 minute left. Doesn't improve. He's within 10 seconds of the leader though. Bad Santa still waiting to improve as King Rider couldn't get him round last time, so he will get one more lap. So Bad Santa now really does need to start up in his game. He's got to get towards the start-finish line as soon as he can. This will be his last lap when he does reach it. No, I think this will be it. He's already started it. He won't reach it again. So Bad Santa, this is the lap he needs then. He's within 0.2 of a second. Let's see what he can do. He's looking a little... Oh, he's gone a bit too wide again there. And that may cost him a bit. It's such a tricky corner to get right. It's like a chicane. It's a bit like a roller coaster. It'll throw you around a very difficult corner indeed as they make their way through the right-hander. Flat out through the final corner and onto the main straight. Is this going to be good enough then for Bad Santa to take pole position in the dying moments? No, it's not. And he could start from as high as P2. King Rider's in the pit, so it's P2 for Bad Santa. Spatial Dragon in third. And James 38 is in fourth. And will get to finish his lap, of course. But that does just about round out this qualifying session for the first race of the evening. So thank you so much for you all to tune in. And we'll be back very, very shortly with the full 5-lap race. We'll see you then. Okay, so welcome back to the first race of the evening then. 1 down after this and 5 to go. It's going to be a fantastic evening of racing. And the 500 to 700 skill quant are going to set the standards. It's going to be King Rider that starts on pole position. Bad Santa was so close yet so far. Just 1/10 of a second away in the end. Let's see what he can do from here then. As we await the arrival of the very important 4 red lights to signal the start of the race. We've got 2, we've got 3. We've got 4. The engine starts to rev. We're away at Zandvoort. A good start there by Pulsar. He wiggles though. It hasn't been his best start. Spatial Dragon may get alongside Bad Santa. He's taken second almost. Bad Santa's able to just about hold on. Spatial backed out of it. Did not want to be on the outside line. Now Santa tries to challenge for the lead. And look at Dragon as well. James almost had a bit of a run at him there. But again, thought better of it. Dragon's off though. And he's lost the back end of the car and hit the wall. And James excels into P3. So James had a great start there, capitalising on the error. Let's see what Bad Santa can do then as King Rider tries to pull away into the distance. I mean, it's been a great start there by Pulsar. Looked under pressure in the first couple of corners. But now Bad Santa has to try and stay on him. He needs to get within at least that 2-second radius if he wants to even try and gain a slipstream of the minutest amounts as they come through the last section or so. Everyone knows just how powerful these cars are. You've got to be so focused around this. Oh, and a big moment there for King Rider. And another one follows. That's exactly what Bad Santa needs. He's lost all the heat in the tyres. And King Rider is struggling. Into the very tricky chicane. We've seen Bad Santa make a few errors through there today, though. Gets it a little bit too wide that time. But the lead is closing, just 0.8 seconds between them. James still in front of Spatial Dragon at the moment, who I believe may have dropped back even further. So his mission's going to be to try and drive to recovery and catch James 38 as we come towards the end of lap number 1 right now. King Rider still firmly in the lead of this one. Very wide into the first corner though. Bad Santa taking a much tighter line. Third cross the line there, still James 38. The gap has not changed that much at all. Still 6.4 seconds separating the two drivers there. Dragon still trying to chase back what could have easily been a second place into the first couple of corners. Got turn 2 wrong, very easy to do there. You clip the grass, well, you clip the grass and the car just loses all control. There's not much you can do except pray you don't end up in a wall. The Bad Santa lost a tenth of a second there through the first sector. Let's see if we can take a ride on board with him. Thanks to our great cameraman, No Fear C. Again, if it wasn't for him, these streams wouldn't be possible. So a massive thank you there for taking his time out and hosting these streams as Santa now really tried to put the pressure on into the left-hander. King Rider swoops out wide, then ducks in for the apex. Bad Santa takes a much tighter line. I have noticed that, and it's intriguing that the gap has come down. 0.8 of a second is all that separates them again now. So Bad Santa got the best of the second sector. They've got to be so careful of the anti-cut strip through there, and Santa is all over that. He's always gone wide, and he had to brake, otherwise he'd be in the wall. It was a case of lose 2 or 3 seconds, or maybe lose your entire race. That wall is so easy to clip into, and Santa's all over the place now. The momentum is gone. He needs to get his head back in the game. Luckily, those corners are at the end of the racetrack, so he's able to get down the main straight and regain his composure. Starship, however, now is catching up. 2.86 the gap now. Let's see if James is going to fight for it. Or no, it was 6 seconds last time round, now just 2.8. See what it is when they cross the line. I think it may be a little bit more. 2.7, so he's gained a further 10. And then back, of course, at the very top of the field, 1.9 is the deficit between King Rider and Bad Santa. Those two have lost quite a bit of time between each other now since Bad Santa's error, where he almost clipped the barrier just a whisker away. And now he's going to try and regain all of that composure once again. He's had a much tidier first set to this time round, though. Let's see if he's gained any time. He's actually gained the minutest of seconds there, just a few hundredths at most. And with only a couple of laps to go as well, that's not going to win you a race. It's only a 5-lap sprint, this. And that is the only downside to these sprint races. As you draw on in the night, and the races get longer and longer, and we end up with the big finale at the end, pole position seems a bit less important. The importance of a good start is still, key to a great racecraft, but it's not as important. You've got time to make up for errors. In these very early races, if you make an error in the first or second lap, you only have 3 or 4 laps to be able to really capitalise and regain all of that time you've lost, which makes you drive harder and harder because you've only got literally a couple of minutes to try and get yourself back in the game again. So the tiniest error can cost you a race, and it is so crucial. These guys, especially right now in these lower skill quants, are on the top of their performance. As you get higher up, you're allowed a few minor errors. You can lose a few tenths, you can lose a couple of seconds, because you've got 7 or 8 laps to gain it back. But these guys don't have that privilege. They have to work their tyres to the absolute premium if they want to come away with a good result right now, and that is what Bad Santa's trying to do. 1.7 last time round, and Spatial Dragon has passed James 38. So I'm assuming that was some point last time round. James is now 2 seconds behind already. So it could have been a podium for James unless Spatial Dragon makes another error. And you can really feel the tension as we're halfway through the penultimate lap here at Zandvoort of the first race. Still King Rider, who's led every lap so far, came under pressure at the very first stint of the race. I was able to pull away since, never really looked back. It was always going to be a very intriguing task for him, very difficult to try and maintain his lead if the gaps were as close as they were in qualifying. But luckily for him, an error from Bad Santa, which saw him almost crash head on into a wall, set them apart by 1.9. It was down to 1.4, it's just gone up back to 1.8 though. With Spatial Dragon approximately 24 seconds down the road, so he's not had the greatest of races. He's done well though, however, to pull him back in towards contention for a podium position. But as we start the final lap, then it's going to be King Rider that leads away across the line. The gap between the two drivers is just 1.6. It's come down a further 0.2 as you head in towards the final 3 kilometers or so. Let's just see now what Bad Santa can do. Then he needs a lap of a lifetime if you really want to try and take this victory away from King Rider, who's had a very consistent 5-lap stint here, you could say. He begins to climb the hill now. Bad Santa tries to do the same. However, they're trying to find time at any corner he can. He's running out of time to try and catch him. He's not close enough for the draft to work either. It's all going to be off his own benefit here. Into the downhill right-hander, such a tricky corner again. You don't want to run right through there. You can easily find yourself in a tyre wall. Bad Santa does well to avoid such an incident, and he's now trying to still catch Knight Rider. And King Rider's done such a good job. Bit of a lock up there, though, by King Rider. As they go a bit wide there, Bad Santa. That was the corner where he made the mistake last time round. And you've got to feel that this race is all but over. King Rider has only got himself a few more corners to go until he will be the King Rider of the Skill Quad 500 to 700 Sunday race-off. The gap's come down. Bad Santa's there. There's an error into the final corner. In fact, he's gone much quicker through there, but the time is too little. Too little, too late. And King Rider surely is going to come across the start-finish line as a winner in his debut in the Simraceway Sunday race-off week 41. A great victory and a great pole. He completes the double. Bad Santa takes a glorious P2. He'll be more than happy with that one. He'll be a bit disappointed. It could have been a win if he didn't have the incident earlier on at that very corner where Sparkle Dragon just moved his way through. And this man will take 3rd position. Sparkle Dragon, again, would have hoped for so much more. He was challenging for 2nd into the first couple of corners. But a tiniest error in lap number 2, and it all went wrong. He's having to fight back for 3rd position. He claims it, though, with style, and will be a solid finish there. James 38 is going to make his way now through the final corner and finish his race in P4. So another finish there for James, another good result. And that is it from the first race of the 6th tonight in the Simraceway Sunday race-off. We have got 5 more of the races coming up for you. 4 of them involving these Formula 3 cars, and 1 of them with the Mitsubishi Evos, which is sure to provide some of the closest touring car racing you'll find in sim racing. So don't go anywhere, especially if you want to hear this special announcement coming right at the end of the stream.